I always go to start filming and then a plane decides that's when he wants to fly by. But we're back, another video, another day, doing the same old junk as usual, building stuff in a very sporadic manner. I don't know. We're back on the Average Joe Builds channel, obviously. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to say. I have the worst habits. I cannot say no to certain things. I have a bad habit of sitting on the toilet and scrolling through Marketplace. Obviously, when that happens, other things follow me home, and other things look sort of like that. I'm not mad. Let's go ahead and throw in some of the footage from the other night of how we acquired that thing. Ta-da! We did go buy a Chevy Colorado. I don't even know what to say. It's pretty damn mint. Sorry about the wifey's headlights, because it took forever to go pick this thing up. There's a few flaws. The hood has like a ding here and over here. I think there was like a small dent somewhere on the roof. Yep, right there. And then the tailgate is essentially obliterated. But who cares about that, right? It has the one thing that really mattered the most, besides the McDonald's, because I was thirsty. We got 3 pedals, ladies and gentlemen, which means the first manual trans LS swap on the channel. Technically, the first manual trans LS swap I've ever done, because I've done many automatics, many turbo trucks, etc., but not the plan here. I'm thinking 5.3 or 6.0, big cam, and a nice clutch. And we have a nice daily driver burnout truck. I personally was not expecting to fall in love with driving this thing. I drove it like 2 hours home and did 70 the entire way, and it is just so nice. So, I mean, it's just, look at that thing. It is just a cream puff. The interior is great. I think the truck just rolled over 200,000 on the way home, so that's not bad. Got some nice little stereo that I have to fix. It stays on when the truck is off, which is not what I want. But it is a 4-cylinder AR5. Manual windows and everything like that, as base model as you could get, and I am stoked in every manner. Yes, it's another project, but this one is not getting started until the wife's is done and the Duramax runs and drives again. But there it is. We have a perfect little, you know, daily driver. I am very excited about this. I am so stoked to have a manual trans swap on the, or you know, an actual build on the channel. For once, I've always wanted to do this. I was thinking drift truck, but I don't know. Just nice daily driver, and then obviously end up selling it like I do with everything. But I don't know why I keep just staring at it. But I'm assuming it's time we get home. And yeah, what can I say? Good deal on a white 5-speed 4-cylinder Colorado. You already know what's happening. I watch way too much Ricer Mayada, way too much Tommy F. Yeah, and I'm a YouTuber, so let's go ahead and copy other YouTubers and build a really sweet LS truck, right? That's obviously not today's video. We're just gonna keep driving that thing for right now because I'm making a promise to myself. The Colorado does not get touched until the crew cab is done. And actually, the crew cab probably won't get finished until wifey's truck is done. But when we turn around and look out here, we have a whole new plethora of things that don't look like they normally do. Because wait a minute, where is the brown S10? Oh yeah, I parted it out already, and it's actually hiding in the alleyway because I'm going to be using it to scrap all of this junk. Got a bunch of crap just laying around that I need to get rid of, so probably toss this frame back here. Probably wonder why I'm getting blown up right now. I don't know either, but Jetta's still chilling back here, doing great. Title in the mail. Once I get that, I'm going to be posting that thing, which will just be more funds for the channel. Like I said, it was a quick, easy flip. We got it done. We got it running and driving. Technically, it could use a clutch, but I don't want to do that. So try and post it, see if I can get what I want for it. If I can't, maybe it gets a clutch and some more boost then. Who knows? But with today's video, we're actually going to be restoring some stuff on the 62, believe it or not. So we do have the wife's bagged 62 GMC out here. This thing is just hanging out and chilling. Great truck. I obviously, with this 5.3 from the brown S10 that we parted out, it's just a 60E 5.3 combo. We'll be throwing that into the wife's truck. I've actually been going through and doing a bunch of stuff off camera. I went ahead and pulled out the stock 4-speed crossmember. We have a Turbo 400 crossmember that I'm gonna try to adapt to the 60E. I did go ahead and get the brake lines taped up and what's left of the fuel line that I need. I'm gonna go ahead and be wire wheeling all that down today and hitting it with some of this good old, did that get stuck? It did. Some good old fashioned Rust-Oleum turbo can bed liner. I already actually knocked out one of the motor mounts for the K30. I figured why not a nice little coat of this stuff. It's not an exact match obviously to the black powder coated parts from the K30s, but it's good enough. So with me liking how that came out pretty good on one, I'm gonna go ahead knock out the other mount because it's pretty crusty, and I mean it's a nice contrast right there, right? So go ahead and knock out that other mount there, and then we're gonna go ahead and take the wire wheel, or a couple wire wheels, to the wife's frame, and then make some use of that stuff. And then we actually have more down there. We got a lot of painting, we got a lot of restoring. But that's because we have a lot of parts on the way. We have mounts, we have everything we need, we have the bed for that truck. I have 50 harnesses, I have 4 LSs parted out downstairs. I'm assuming with what we have everything we need to get that thing to run and drive again. So once it's running and driving, that allows me to move it around freely, gives me the freedom then to just turn around and all hands on deck this thing, because it needs it. I have been reluctant to grind these down and paint these for 2 major reasons. One, I know I can't necessarily grind and paint everything down immediately because I have to make sure the precision kit fits before I do that. So doing so, I actually already bottle jacked and then threw in the transmission crossmember. By bottle jack, I mean those are designed so they become integrated into the frame, so they're too tight of a fit naturally, so you actually have to separate the frame rails, drop it in place, let go. So I'll drop the pick in from what I did with the bottle jack on a piece of wood. And yeah, that worked out great. Got it lined up, and that led me to part of why I'm glad I haven't done all this. So we see the old stuff that I cut off. You see some Sharpie marks. The Sharpie marks line up with the Panhard mount. So with the Panhard mount off, I can see where I have to clean up. And in another video, we'll see why I have to clean that up, why I made that Sharpie mark, and what's going on there. But we have a ton of parts lined up for that truck. And I mean everything you could possibly imagine, thanks to the best in the business, Precision Fabrication Plus. It's just a whole bunch of rambling. So with that, we're gonna get the wire wheel out, we're gonna jump into this, get a GoPro set up, a couple time lapse, a little bit of B-roll, get a bunch of grinding going, and then get at least the front half of her frame cleaned and painted, so that way when the motor mounts show up in the next day or so, this can just go in. And if only it was that easy. But let's go ahead and get some of this mess cleaned up already and then start grinding. So we see, nothing fancy. Quick little coat there. I'll probably actually flip it over to the other side and do the other side again once more. This side has 2 coats and I like the texture that has. Like I said, I'm going to do from basically core support, radiator mount. I'm going to go cab back, and then I want the cross member. I've got a lot of this already pretty cleaned, but you can see the inside of the frame is fairly gross, and this side is actually real nasty. So get some flashlights in there. Got a couple flashlights, the usual, super clean because they're the best as usual. I'll jump into this, grind paint, sand paint, grind paint, and then think about just a little bit on this guy. Average Joe's painting service. I love how all of that work is actually really hard to see. Flashlight or not, like, let's see. Still wet, but I let it dry, but I am very happy with that result. Let's see if it will zoom in. Just a slight texture, basically. Ooh, gotta get a little spot right there. Got everything I needed to, kept the brake lines, brake system all clean. That's what I wanted, right? After doing that, it showed me actually how bad the back of it is. Gotta pull that cross member so we can put step side bed on. So more work. Not a big deal, but this was just a quick update video. You know, listen to the dogs fight as usual and stuff. Like I was saying, just a quick update video, nothing major. Just getting that painted, getting those boys painted mainly, and then knowing where I have to go ahead and clean up the frame is half the battle. I can get these frame plates on when they show up, but before that, I'm gonna go ahead and grind all this off camera because it's time for the walk of the day. Wifey loves to go for a walk with the kids around the lake that we have in town, and so I always jump in on that. I only get a few hours a day to actually film and work and do all that stuff when I'm not watching the kids, but you know, happy wife, happy life, right? With that, I'm gonna let you guys go. If you like what you see, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't. We're still at like 70% unsubscribed to watching versus 20% subscribed, which isn't bad, but that would help us jump over that 1,000 mark if that 70% did a little bit of subscribing. With that, we'll let you guys go. You know how it is. Like, comment, subscribe, and get back to some work. Average Joe Builds out.